This is how most analysts think. Structured, logical, precise. But most stakeholders, they think differently. In this video, I'll show you how to bridge that gap, so people actually listen and appreciate your technical work. Let's dive into the 3 mistakes I used to make. When I wrote this book, People Skills for Analytical Thinkers, I interviewed hundreds of data professionals. I asked them, what's your biggest struggle? And the number one answer was explaining things to non-technical people. So to start, let me show you how not to speak with them. This girl asks, so what's your idea of a perfect date? And then the guy says this. That's what happens when we use technical language. We screw up first dates and stakeholder meetings. Let's fix that. I remember one meeting where I proudly said, we used a random forest. Yeah, they weren't following. They're not dumb. They just don't speak data. Time for an example. Don't say, we use k-means clustering. If you really have to explain the method, say this. We group the data based on similarities. But most stakeholders won't care about the method. They want to know what it means for them. This is a better version. We found 3 types of customer groups. Here's how to best target them. Okay, second example. We ran a t-test. If you really have to explain the method, then you could say, we compared 2 groups to see if the difference was real or just random. But even better, explain what it means for them. Customers who got the new feature were way more likely to come back. You're not dumbing it down. You're speaking their language and making people appreciate your work. So tip number 1 is ditch the jargon. That's how you avoid sounding like a machine. But even when you speak in plain language, people don't always get what you mean. You say one thing and they hear something else. Let me show you how that happens. Here's a quick test for you. I'm gonna tap a song, see if you recognize it. And, do you know it? It was Jingle Bells. Ah, now it clicks. This is based on a Harvard experiment. In the study, one person tapped the song, and the other person had to guess what type of song it was. And the tappers thought they were being clear. But the listeners only guessed right 2% of the time. And that's what it feels like for non-technical stakeholders. We're tapping, and they are guessing. And this is called the curse of knowledge. You're cursed with your technical knowledge. It's impossible for you to imagine the world without it, right? That's what makes communication so hard in data. You cannot unknow what you know. You have been deep into the data for days. But your stakeholders, they are seeing the data for the first time. Ever heard of the 80-20 rule? It says that 80% of the results come from just 20% of the input. And that's true in business. But I also see it happening in data all the time. Most analysts, they spend 80% of their time doing the analysis and only 20% thinking about how to explain it. But the impact that comes from that last 20%, the few words that you say when you're in that meeting with the stakeholder. You could spend weeks analyzing the data, but if you don't communicate your insights clearly, no one cares. Nothing changes, and all your work wasted. I saw it happen a few weeks ago. In our training, I was talking with a data scientist. He told me we improved model accuracy by 3%. And I said, nice. Sounds like a solid improvement. Who's the main stakeholder on the project? And he said, she's the director of customer service. And I said, okay, how would you explain that result to her? And after a bit of back and forth, he landed here. Instead of saying we improved model accuracy by 3%, he said, we now get 5,000 fewer complaints per year. This shows the benefit for the stakeholder. Here's another example. Instead of saying the average page load time is 4.3 seconds, try this. That's twice as slow as Amazon's worst case threshold. They lose revenue when it goes above 2 seconds. Now it has business urgency. So, to summarize, tip number 2 is translate tech into business language. That's how you make it relevant. But relevant is not always memorable. To make your message stick, you need one more thing. And that's where metaphors come in. Here's a quick example. Some data professionals, they spend all their time learning technical skills, programming and statistics. And of course, these are great skills. However, if you don't work on the foundation, understanding the business, getting buy-in and data storytelling, then you'll never make any impact. Just like professional bodybuilders never skip leg day, successful data professionals never skip soft skill day. A metaphor connects something they know to something they don't yet know. And there are 3 simple steps to turn any technical concept into a powerful metaphor. Step number 1, what's your point? Step number 2, what works the same in real life? Step number 3, make it visual. Let me show you how it works. Example number 1, you could say, we need better data quality. It sounds clear to you, but to others, it's very abstract. So what works the same in real life? Cooking with bad ingredients. So the last step is making it visual. It's like cooking with expired ingredients. Even a chef would fail. Example number 2. Imagine you have done the analysis and now you're presenting the results. Step number 1, what's your point? There's a trend, but it's based on incomplete data. Step number 2, what's a real world situation? It's like driving with a foggy window. Step number 3, make it visual. It's like driving with a foggy window. You can still see the road, but you shouldn't go full speed. So let's slow down before we make any big decisions based on this data. One last example of a metaphor. Take overfitting. You could spend 5 minutes explaining the concept, or simply show them this message. They'll get it in seconds. That was tip number 3. Create metaphors with the 3-step method. It's the fastest way to make complex ideas stick. So, now you know how to present data to non-technical stakeholders. But then, in the meeting, someone asks you an unexpected question. Your mind blanks and you start rambling. Sounds familiar? Then watch this video next. You'll learn the simple prep framework. It's just 2 minutes, but you will learn how to speak more concisely than 99% of people. See you there.